Hey everyone, this is Tony the BA Arriagada, and we also have.
Hi, everybody. I'm Annette Robinson, and I am the co host, and this is BA Shop Talk.
And this is for the everyday BA, not the everyday DA, but the everyday BA.
The
Not district
everyday
attorney,
BA.
but the business analyst.
Yes.
um, so Annette, take it away. What
Okay.
do we have
So,
for today?
so today we are going to talk about the totally complete and awesome power of observation. So, I am going to tell you a story. Tony's never heard this story before, but I'm going to tell the story. So, a couple months back, I was listening to NPR. I listen to NPR a lot. I love listening to NPR. And there was a woman on there. She's a physician. She's a gerontologist. Um, and so she has, a certain group of patients. But she was talking about, so actually I'm telling a story that I heard somebody else tell. But she was talking about how she had two patients. They were married. And they both had some sort of issue with their blood pressure. She had them both on medication. But she would notice that one of the wife would be well sometimes, but then the wife's blood pressure would go all crazy. She would adjust the medication, and then she would get a little bit better, but then the husband's blood pressure would do weird things, and she would adjust the medication and he would get a little bit better. And then it kept going back and forth like that for months. It was just going back and forth, and she could not figure out why this nice couple who were her patients, why they could not get their blood pressure to stabilize. So she finally said, okay, I have to figure out what's going on. So she told the couple, she said, I'm coming to your house. Now, this lady, this doctor, this wonderful doctor, she was obviously concerned about her patients because she went to their house. So she goes to their house and she says, okay, show me how you take your medication. Observation, right? She said, show me what you do. She said her expectation was that they were going to lead her to the bathroom. But that's not where her patients led her in their house. They led her to the living room. And no, not the living room, my mistake. They led her to the dining room. And in the dining room, great big nice dining room table. And on the dining room table, there was a big bowl full of pills. One bowl, just one. All of the pills, both of them had dumped, both of her patients had dumped their pills into one bowl and put it on the dining room table. And when it was time for them to take their medication, they would go into the bowl and try to pick out the correct pills that they thought they were supposed to take.
Oh
So
wow!
she asked them, on what basis do you pull these pills out of the bowl? And the wife would say something like, well, I know I have to take a pink pill and a yellow pill. So I look in the bowl and I find a pink pill and a yellow pill and I pull them out. And she asked the husband, well, how do you take your pills? He said, well, I know I have to take one of those big white ones and one of those square ones. And so he would find one in the bowl and take it out. But what the poor people did not realize was that um, there were certain strengths. They may have been missing up different strengths of medications. They may have been picking a pill that was a slightly different color than another pill. And so they weren't taking the right medication. And she would not have known that had she not gone to their house and looked with her own eyes for herself at what was going on. I thought this was the most interesting story because these weren't bad people. These were not people who didn't care about their health. These were not people who didn't want to take their medication. They tried to take their medication on time as well. They knew when it was time to take their medication, they tried to take it on time. But because they had dumped all the pills into the same bowl, they were probably taking the wrong medication, and therefore their blood pressure can never be stabilized. So she asked them, she said, well, why did you do this? Why is this the solution to your problem? What problem were you trying to solve by doing this? And they said that the child resistant caps on the medication bottles was too difficult for them to open.
Mm.
So
Wow.
that's my story, Tony. What do you think?
Wow. That is a great observation. um, like that reminds me of a few observations